Hi guys and dolls, how are you? I am doing okay today. I did some additional homework for you all because I wanted to talk to you about more things that you'll lose if you are with a narcissist or you get tricked into a marriage. You didn't know this person is who they are. They basically did razzle dazzle, smoke and mirrors. So I jotted down some notes, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. Looking at my notes. Okay. So this is like a pick me up from the other videos I did with related to the same topic. Another key thing to remember is speed. Narcissists want to rush sex, a relationship, marriage. Everything has to be fast with them so they can do their dirt once they reach their goal. Okay? So there's an individual that I knew that has a fairly prestigious job, and I call him Pear because he's shaped like a pear. Anyway, there's nothing appealing about him, especially since he's rotten from the inside out. Anyway, moving right along. So, he was really pushy about the sex thing. We went out once and there would never be a second date because he's not a good person. He's pushing and pushing and pushing for sex. And I said, I'd rather wait. I don't want to jump into that. And, well, why not? And we're going to go on overnight trips. So he's trying to squeeze me into a corner to where I'm put in such an uncomfortable position that I have to give it to him. I'm never going to be in that situation, period. It's my choice. And I decide if I'm going overnight somewhere. No one else is going to make that decision for me. So, like, what is he even talking about? Anyway, so they'll push and they'll push and they'll push and they'll push. And, this person said, well, I understand and I respect your thoughts and everything. But the but means I told you that I respect everything you said. But frankly, I don't really care because I'm trying to force my agenda. So number one, you're not going to force your agenda on me. Number two, I decide if I go out of town, you don't just make that decision for me so that you can try to force me to have sex with you because there's nothing appealing about you from the inside out. Nothing appealing about you. And just hell no. I mean, that's the reality. Hell no. Plus, I'm not a 15-year-old girl that's never been kissed. You're not going to... God forbid I had horrible judgment and did something with him, which would never happen. But let's just look at worst case scenario. I'm not going to be so swooned in my head that just because you did that, I'm going to allow you to do anything you want to do to me. So that plan backfired before it even started. Homie, get out of here. Get lost. Go somewhere. Go have a pair. Anyway, just know also that if you make the mistake of marrying a narcissist, your future will not be taken care of. Okay? And what I mean by that, oh Lord, what am I doing? Hold on, people. Okay, let me go back to that. Common sense things that we think should happen when you love someone will never happen. Okay? For example, that person making sure that you are covered if something should ever happen to them, or them considering having a life insurance policy with you as the beneficiary, that will never be considered because you are irrelevant to them. I know it sounds harsh, I know it sounds messed up, but the reality is you are irrelevant to a narcissist, regardless of, you're so wonderful, you're so beautiful, I can't wait to marry you, oh my God. That's a load of crap, okay? They have zero regard for you, but in the beginning they're pretending that they have so much regard for you, and that's all smoke and mirrors and frankly a load of crap. If you have a discussion about this with a narcissist, chances are they will argue and fight you and tell you there's no need for any of that, or they will just flat out lie and tell you that yes, I will make sure that you're covered in case anything happens to me, but it will never happen. And for some unfortunate people who have made the mistake of marrying a narcissist, there was a life insurance policy, but they weren't the beneficiary. They were going to get murdered, and their partner thought that they were going to get the money, but they were found out and ended up serving time in jail. So, yeah, be very careful. Um, this is serious and blatant disrespect that you will have to deal with. I know that there were some types of insurance with my ex's ex-wife, and he never transferred that over to me when we got married, which I didn't find that out until way after the fact, okay? Not only that, but you will also have to deal with that person telling you that getting health insurance is too expensive. It's not possible. So basically, they really don't give a damn if something happens to you in the future. That's just too bad, so sad. None of that would be relevant to the narcissist. I wouldn't even be surprised if that person took you into the insurance place and got the policy, put your name on there as a beneficiary, and then behind your back took your name off of it and put someone else as a beneficiary, because that's what narcissists are capable of doing. That's what they will do to so that the amount of financial ruin that they are capable of, okay, that's what they're going to do, because that's how destructive they are. They don't care if I ruin your whole life, if I tarnish your name, or you lost your business behind me, you lost your sanity behind me, you lost every dime you ever had behind me. I don't care. Okay? Do you understand? I don't care if I'm a narcissist. Regardless of how wonderful and warm and sweet and kind and loving and blah, 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 blah. That's all smoke and mirrors. That's all that is. It's a mirage. It's an optical illusion. That is not who they are. It's the financial ruin, the emotional ruin that they're capable of doing is indescribable. Not only that, but if you're in a long-term relationship and you plan on having a future with this person, if you have these types of discussions and that person is resisting you and saying, oh, you don't need that, don't worry about that, we've got plenty of time to deal with that, and they're not taking you seriously, that's a huge red flag. Okay, so these are some really serious things, that detrimental things that narcissists will put you through. I mean, the list of demonic behavior is indescribable and never ending. There's no limit to how far they'll go. And there's a lot of people, and I mentioned this in another video, there's a lot of people in authoritative positions who get off on controlling and ruining other people's lives. They love it. Judges, lawyers, doctors, your boss, people that are in control. Some people can't handle control because they abuse it and they deliberately make people feel small. So these are very, very serious things. And for someone to tell me, even when it was mandatory to get not life insurance, but health insurance, this person refused to do it. There was no conversation about it, and I knew better than to continually bring it up, because you're talking to a brick wall. So there really is no point saying, hey, the laws are changing and people have to have, insurance. So what? So what? It's not possible. It's just expensive. He basically acted like you have to be a millionaire to get health insurance. Now, do I know that it's outrageously expensive? Yes, I do. But when it comes to spending for his truck, or stereo system for inside the truck, or expensive this, that, or the other, he has no problem if it's going to benefit him. Getting health insurance for me does not benefit him, so it is not relevant. Okay? It's just not relevant. So be very careful. The best thing about being fake is the person's eventually going to reveal who they are. And I've mentioned that time and time again. They will eventually show you who they truly are. It's inevitable, because being fake is exhausting. It wears them clean out. It just wears them out. And you'll see spurts of anger and temper tantrums and snide remarks and this and that and the other, and extremely insensitive comments, wow, really? The manipulation. Their brain doesn't work like our brains do. Those of us that are halfway normal, their brains don't work like ours. So there is no amount of logic that you could bring forth to explain to them that's going to give them an aha moment, because their brain is incapable of comprehending basic common sense things, and their maturity level has been stunted from whatever age it was. It could be before the 5 years of age, or it could be after 5 years of age. I don't know. Each person's situation is, it depends on what that person has been through, and everybody's story is different. So, just be careful. Don't rush into anything. I just saw a crime story tonight where the guy could sense her vulnerability, and so he swept in there, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna be your partner, and I'm gonna do this and that, and I'm gonna sweep you off your feet, and we're gonna have a perfect life, and everything's gonna be just totally peachy. And that wasn't the case. She found out way after the fact that he was a pedophile, that he served prison time. She didn't know any of that. She did not know that he cannot hold a job. He's been married twice before. When you start to see what he does with his life, nothing, you see why his wives ran away. Previous wives ran away. And then he became a murderer because he was registered as a sex offender. And if she wanted him to relocate out of state, and he would have to leave a guy that he's way too close to, and there's a possibility he was in a relationship with him, he would have to, if in order for him to leave the state, he would have had to register in the new state as a sex offender, and he wasn't really down for that, and he wasn't ready to leave his boyfriend or whatever the case is, so he killed her. But in the beginning, I was really leery of him anyway, because he was way too perfect. He was friendly with her, and he never had an anger issue, and he was great with her church members, and he was just Mr. freaking perfect, and everybody thought he was perfect, and it was all a lie. When they got married, things drastically changed. He couldn't keep his job down, so he resigned from it. I thought he was at least selling cars, but he wasn't capable of doing that even. He was detailing cars, probably because he had a felony background. So no company wants to hire you for an important position when you've got a felony background. So just who you see is not who they are. Not all the time. Take your time, okay? Take your time. There's no reason to rush. And I think only after a few months did they get married. And I'm like, whoa. It was less than a year, I think. And, you just got to be careful. You just have to be so careful. Okay? I love you guys. Take care. I really wanted to share that with you. It's very, very important, okay? Very important. So if you have anything that you need to talk to me about, ask me about, whatever the case is, feel free to leave a comment. Also, those of you who are subscribed, you mean the world to me. You already know that, don't you? Right, you know that. For those of you who are not subscribed, why not join the family? Hit the bell icon and you'll be notified for future videos. I love you guys. Take care. Don't text and drive. Do not text and drive. Okay? Please don't. All right. Take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye.